Hey everybody. 7:37 p.m. Central Time on the 2nd of June 2023. It's Friday here in the United States. I've got some breaking news that's pretty bad. This is serious. Real serious. Look up here in the upper right-hand corner. Watch this throughout the day today. A giant outbreak of fires has taken place across a whole Canadian province all at once. Look up to the northeast, up here in Quebec. All of Quebec just caught on fire all at once on a clear day. I would say this would be some kind of terrorism of some kind or an attack. Here it is. Here we are. I'm going to let the images load. You can see this morning. It's clear. Just partly cloudy skies. Nothing really crazy going on there. And then, well, there's last night. Here's today. All of southeast Quebec just caught on fire, guys. All of it. Insane. Insane. Look at that. The whole thing. All at once. Today. Now, this is on top of Nova Scotia, New Jersey, and the entire western side of Canada burning. All of this up here is smoke. And I'll take you in at the start of there's last night. Look at BC, Canada up here. All of that is smoke. It's whole provinces are burning. The black dots are spots where there are fires. And then this is all smoke here. So this is now BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and now over to the east, you have Nova Scotia and Quebec. All burning at once. Getting back over here again, we're going to look at this again. We're going to see if there's anything else in any other Canadian provinces, but this is phenomenal right there. What? What? You kidding me? So this looks like it goes over one to the west as well. Here, hold on. Let's just zoom in and show you. Okay, here's Ontario, here's Quebec, here's Manitoba, here's Saskatchewan. I've got fires marked from last week going up along a diagonal line on the edge of the Craton. And the only thing that I think is missing is Manitoba, Ontario in the middle. And that would put fires all the way across from over here, across Quebec. Again, we have to look in here to see what's going on fire-wise, but then we get over and it would be all of Canada burning. All of it. The only thing missing is over here, and now we are over technically into right at the border of Ontario, so I guess you could include Ontario into that. Let's go and take a look across over to the west. These are all storms down to the south, so it's going to be a little hard to see a little bit, but this is all smoke. So this white, milky, reflective is all smoke from the previous fires. Insanity. We don't have anything, as far as I can tell, we don't have anything going on right here at the center of Canada yet. I haven't seen up to the north. We don't have imagery from the north. But back to it. I'm going to go over to the regional sector again. We're going to look at Quebec. This just happened today, last night, going into this morning. 1 to 1,000. Well, maybe not 1,000, but you see it. That's insane. To have them all go at once? Look, I mean, what do we got? A group doing this? Well, I mean, it's either the plate shifting and releasing heat, which is then coming up and igniting root systems down in the ground, which is then coming up to the surface and exploding with heat of some kind, or methane is igniting when it gets to the surface, again from heat, or people are doing this. Or there's a third possibility of something else maybe up in space, or an aircraft or something with some kind of directed energy weapon could also possibly do stuff like this over this vast of an area all at once. But on a clear day like that, man, dude, okay, gotta say something, gotta show everybody. I can't believe it. I have to make a video on this. This is absolute insanity. We have fires down here in the United States as well, and down in Mexico. So we have fires in Arizona here, and New Mexico here, and Mexico down to the south, and California now is breaking out with fires all along through it. Watch this. Here we are today. Well, here's last night, looking pretty clear. And people try to tell me these were control burns. No, you don't see control burns from space, guys. 5 Acre Fire next to me didn't show up at all on a clear day in St. Louis. So these are big. These are big fires. We got one out in California. We've got a couple down here, down to the south, and I can't see up to the north yet. But we can go down and look in Mexico because check out Mexico. Well, if it'll load. Did I just lose my internet? No, I didn't. Okay, yeah, we got all kinds of fires coming up from the south in Mexico and down to the south throughout Mexico. Let's see if we can see last night. We can't see last night? Okay. Well, we'll see it today. Here's this afternoon. Here's, boom. So right now, here's current. And what you're going to see is down here to the south, it looks like it's just rising out of the mountains. You see that? That's smoke. That's not dust. This is all smoke rising from what? I don't know. I mean, this whole area would have to be burning. It's something coming up from down below. And then here, coming up along the mountain ranges, up to the north, going to the United States, where we pick up here in New Mexico and Arizona. New Mexico, Arizona, now we're out in California. We have fires out here in California. Let's go see if we can get a view on those. So up here, next to our supervolcano, let's just see. Yeah, up here. There we go. You can see the smoke start to spread out on that. And then over in Arizona, we've got the fires over here. Again, these are not control burns, guys. They've been going for now several days. And thousands of acres burned there. Let's go up to the northwest. Just see what's going on up in Washington and Oregon. It looks pretty clear right now across Washington and Oregon, doesn't it? I don't see any kind of fires across Washington and Oregon at all. But then we go one to the north and boom across BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Eastern Ontario, all of Quebec. And let's go over and take a look at Nova Scotia, see if the fire's still going over there. Yeah, it is. It's a little black dot down there at the south side of Nova Scotia. This is all smoke out here in the ocean, in case you didn't know. See that? And yeah, you can still see it down here at the south tip of Nova Scotia. That fire there, still going today, up to current right now. And then I don't know what's going on down in New Jersey. It got up to 3,000 acres in size in southeastern New Jersey. And let's just go see. There's smoke this morning still there. I guess that means it's still going. Looks like there's storms coming in. That's good. It's way less in size. So I guess they either got it contained or it just reached a point where it... Oh, wait, look. Looks like we got some kind of fire down here in Virginia. Just ever so light one. It doesn't look that big. That would be more like what I would consider to be a control burn, right? So if you see something real light like that, that would be a control burn. But when you start getting these huge fires that are, thousands of acres in size. So New Jersey, Nova Scotia, will go up to Quebec. Let's get a closer view on Quebec here and just see what's going on down south. Yeah, all the little black dots are where we have heat signatures and shortwave. But here we are throughout the... Look at that, dude. Okay, this is where it just... And it's all going to the south. Smoke's going to be coming into the U.S. for sure on this, guys. It's going to be pretty thick, too, over on the East Coast. Look at the... That's going to be pretty darn dense. Insanity. Look at the amount of lakes around there, too. I don't know what's out there. So I have no clue. I mean, I obviously woods, but what's out there? Let's just go take a look. I mean, we're talking about... Look at the amount of lakes which are out here. I'm not kidding. When you're talking about the amount of water that's out here, it's insane. Every one of these is a lake, okay? A million, billion lakes. God knows how many. All right? It's all lakes. And now we're talking about all this right here burning. Let's zoom in and see. Dense woods, pine forest and all that. What else is here that's significant that I'm just missing? Maybe a craton edge or something that's in here that I just didn't even know. Maybe they might have oil and gas pumping operations out in here, although I don't know. I mean, to find them, it would be pretty rough. Wow. This is what it looks like in the winter, I suppose, huh? All right, anyway, this is an insane amount of fires to break out all at once on a clear day like that. And all that smoke is coming down here, the Great Lakes. So you get right down here. You got New York, Pennsylvania, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine. Chicago's a little bit beyond view down to the south, right down here. And let's just get a greater view of the area. There's all our fires up to the north, the little black dots just popped off today. And you can kind of see which way that smoke is going. It's going down this way. Now, it might get pulled over to the east ever so slightly. The flow on this is actually might go down and over this way to the east, southeast, which would put it over. Wow, actually, that would put it over Delaware and New Jersey. Isn't there somebody who stays in Delaware that we know about? I just don't know. Oh, man. All right. Well, I got to show it to you. This is real-time live. I'll put the links down below. This is a catastrophe. This is a national disaster for Canada and for the United States. To get this amount of smoke coming in like that, that's going to be bad for the health of the people in the United States. So it's not just a Canadian forest fire problem anymore. I'm going to have to say it, guys. It looks like you got a problem going on up there that might be related to, I don't know. What do you think? You think that these fires might be related to, I don't know. What do you think? Terrorism? Directed energy weapon? War? The Russians? Chinese? What? Ourselves? All the above? Whatever. Some kind of bitter feud between factions and French-Canadian, you know? Somebody didn't say we right or something like that, you know? They don't speak the language. I don't know. I don't know what the feuds are in Canada. I don't care. This level? You're going to burn out everybody? You're going to burn out all the natural wildlife and everything? Come on, man. Even if you're an anarchist or something, come on, guys. Look, dude, I don't see you burning down the Federal Reserve. Not that you want to. I'm not telling you to. I didn't say that. But I'm just saying, like, you know, the forest, come on, man. And here's the good news. CO2, bye-bye. We don't have to worry about the CO2 problem ever again in the world because the amount of fires that are happening and the amount of smoke and CO2 being released far dwarfs anything that humans have ever released in the entire existence of humanity times thousands. So we don't have to worry about that. Just go ahead and toss the CO2 BS out the door. Climate change from human-induced sources, total crap, unless you want to consider fires being set by someone or a DEW or the plate shifting and causing heat to release and burning it naturally. Whatever way you want to look at it, that this induced CO2 BS is exactly just that. With the amount of smoke that just came out of these fires alone, that's enough to provide the world with CO2 for the next 1,000 years. That's just a rough guess on my part on the 1,000-year part. Might be a few hundred, you know. All right, I'm going to save this as a video, and we're going to put this out over on YouTube. This is not an earthquake update, although the plate starts to do this burning thing when the plate starts to shift. We've seen it in the past. I'm not going to relate the two now other than to tell you we've seen in the past earthquakes going across the plate from up in Canada on the northwest, down through California and up the east coast, up into Quebec, and followed by fires like not this big. This looks to me, if I were to just guess at the cause, boy, it's really difficult because they're happening at the oil pumping operations and on the edge of the Craton. But I'm just going to say it. It looks like there's some kind of war going on. Straight up. Come on, New Jersey, right across from Dude's house, right? Put the smoke over across onto Dude, the Prez, and then now this smoke's coming in and it's going towards where the Prez. Come on, man. It's all going towards the president. The burning ship on the side of the U-Haul, all of it. There's just too much going on. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't ask. But anyway, I'm saving this as a video, and we're going to put it out over on YouTube. Everybody needs to see this. All of southeast Quebec just caught on fire in 1 day's time on a clear day. So, DEW or people doing it or the plate shifting. Those are our choices, right? Plate shifting, releasing heat coming up from down below, igniting vast areas on the edge of the craton. That's one. That's one possibility. Possibility two is some kind of space or plane-based DEW, directed energy weapon, beaming down, causing fires, which we did not see in this instance. We did not see the beam in infrared or in any of those other views. And then the third possibility is people on the ground doing it. Whether it's domestic or foreign enemies, I don't know. Those are your options, guys. Not lightning. Clear day. So, there you go. Solar storm is happening. You could try to say maybe it's total electron count cascade coming down, invisible lightning bolts. We get sci-fi on that level, but I mean, theoretically it's possible that there could be. But I would think, look, there's probably a back and forth going on right now between groups or something. And they're burning all of Canada to do it. The only thing missing is Manitoba. Dude, seriously, it's over on the east side of Ontario too, so literally the only thing missing is Manitoba. Oh, and Nunavut, they're probably staying out of it. You know what I mean? Like, nobody wants to freaking stick it to the natives because they already got stuck so hard over the past 200 years. You know what I mean? They're probably keeping out of it. But everybody else is fair game, right? Dude. I cannot believe this is happening. I can't believe it's happening. I just can't believe all of southeast Quebec just caught on fire. Where are you going to hear about this? You think you're going to hear about it on the news? Dude, that normie public would panic. They would freak. The general public will freak when they realize that there are either foreign agents or domestic actors that are out causing whole states to burn. You want to talk about lockdown? Oh man, they would lock down the roads here. They would lock down all the roads here. They would be like COVID lockdown, but with actual cops or military or whatever. Yeah, once people catch wind that there's a giant group of people, it's got to be groups of hundreds of people. If it's people doing this, it has to be a group of 100 or more people doing fires all at once. And if it's a DEW from space, we're totally screwed. Right? And then, if it's the plate shifting, we're screwed. So, I mean, the only hope we have of stopping it is if it's people doing it on the ground. I don't like any of these options. People on the ground, DEW in space, or the plate is shifting and releasing major heat, we're going to have a super volcanic eruption or something. It's insane. Well, the super volcano thing, so I'm just pulling that out of my rear. I don't know what to expect. I don't have any examples to go on with anything like this. Name me the last time we saw whole plates burn. You could say Australia, but that was just one spot, or one area that was super dry. This is the whole plate. Northwest Canada, down through California, over through New Mexico and Arizona, and up the East Coast, all the way to Quebec, including New Jersey and Nova Scotia. My God, what is going on? Well, I'm documenting it. If nothing happens, nothing happens. I don't have any other examples to go on, so I'm not going to issue a forecast on this. But I'm getting pretty damn excited, and not in a good way. Not a good excitement. I'm getting pretty wound up seeing this all happen at once. Do you have any idea how much damage is going to come from that amount of fire breaking out all at once in Quebec? The amount of forests and infrastructure burned and people put out and animals killed, and that's just the tip of the freaking iceberg. Oh my God. Somebody asked, what are they trying to hide in the sky? Dude, look, everything's on table right now as to why. Everything's on the table. I don't believe in that crap. I don't believe in look, Planet X is so flat, you can't see it. All right? That Planet X is flat. Yeah, right? I mean, so I'm not a big, something in the sky that we shouldn't see kind of guy. But I will entertain that as one possibility of why they would have this amount of fires burning all over the place. Either that, or there was a dramatic, CO2 got too low, and they know CO2 is a scam from the UN, and they've been removing CO2, and it was getting to a point where plants are dying or something, and they've got to burn whole forests to replenish the CO2 because the CO2 scam is up. I mean, there could be other possibilities, but I don't know, man. So that gets into theorizing, right? All I know is that fires just broke out across a whole province on a clear day after fires broke out in Nova Scotia, which is weird, and New Jersey, which is even more weird, and over on the West Coast. Up and down the entire West Coast, including all of Mexico. So if you add in Mexico, Canada, and the United States, it looks like the whole plate's shifting, and we're getting fires breaking out above the areas where there's heat coming up from some kind of magmatic heat source down below, which would then lead towards some kind of giant catastrophe is getting ready to happen across North America, from Mexico through the United States up into Canada, which, by the way, in case you didn't know, is all one single plate called Laurentia, the Laurentian continent. North America, Alaska, Canada, United States, Mexico, Central America, going right down to here, is all one plate. And it goes out this way, all the way to the X. So if we're getting fires breaking out from up here, going down through here, back around and up through here, and now across the whole center, something's going on. And it's either people-wise, plate-wise, or DEW-wise. And I have to keep all three on the table until we get some answers. If they start happening everywhere across the plate, then I'll think it's a DEW or people. Right now, it's going in that line going down across the coast and back up the east coast. But now that it's going across central Canada, that's the center of the craton. The center of the craton now. And if the center of the craton is going, let me show you this diagram here really quick. Hold on. There's the craton. Look where it goes. Up through BC, right where the fires are, up in BC and Alberta, right along it. Goes right down through. Now, over in California, we have the purple part, the deformed edge of the craton. Goes out to California where those fires are going on out in California. And then down to Mexico, we have the accretionary belt. Okay, so look, to go through Mexico, up through California, over through Arizona, and up the East Coast, if it's the plate shifting, it's the whole plate shifting. Like, in a way that we don't normally see. And that would release heat over a vast area that would come up over thousands of miles and burn stuff towards the surface. But the amount of heat that would cause that, oh God, man, you should be able to pick that up on satellite or something. Like our infrared sensors should pick up heat signatures coming up through these spots first. So, I mean, God, there's so much that I would need to go into and have access to really get an answer on this. All I know is that it's happening. It is happening in that line, along the edges of the cratons and accretionary belts, but it could just be people firing it up at those spots by chance. But how could they match it? What are they, viewers? Right? Like, I mean, that's impossible. Hundreds of people across whole continents going out and doing something all coordinated at once? Yeah, no. That's military level. To get that is military level precision. To get that. Discipline like that. Where nobody squeals, nobody talks. They're able to keep it completely quiet, go out and set whole fires across whole provinces in a day, and no one gets caught or seen or anything? Come on, man. What's going on? So then that gets to DEW, Directed Energy Weapon from space. Yes, they have those. Oh, and in case you didn't know, the Department of Defense confirmed that China and Russia have them. We have video of them confirming that. Department of Defense responded to one of my videos from 3 years ago, in 2020. And the director of the Department of Defense responding to my video is confirmation of DEW, Directed Energy Weapons. And he said, quote, China and Russia now, right, quote, have killer satellites in space. And that they can fires at a distance. He said this. So, now that we know that they have killer satellites in space, which we already knew that, but people called it a conspiracy theory because we didn't have proof or confirmation from an official, right? We didn't have blueprints and diagrams and when they launched it in a rocket. We had all the theoreticals on it, but that's theoreticals. But now that we have the Department of Defense director confirming that they have that could be one of the causes for what's going on. Now, whose would it be? This is why we would need our own space police, not the Space Force. License plates on all these damn things when they're going over, man. All right. Now we're saving this as a video. Everybody needs to see it. Up in Canada, guys, much love. You know, time to stock up. Food, water, get ready. It looks like something's getting ready to happen. I don't know what to tell you to prepare for. What's your prep plan for fires? That's evacuation, right? Like big fires coming, you either try to batten down the hatches and keep your house wet. In a big forest fire, you're not going to be able to do that. You saw all those people leaving and scrambling out at a moment's notice over in, where was it, Nova Scotia? Whole subdivisions burning, people literally having to grab their animals and pets and leave everything in their house as the backsides of their subdivisions are burning. Well, what's your evacuation plan? Do you have an emergency kit that has all the stuff in it that you need? An ID, extra set of keys, all the basics? Change of clothes, set of shoes? You know, the people got lucky, I guess. It was during the day that happened. If it was the middle of the night, some people might be asleep. They might not know till they actually smell smoke and see the flames out the window. I can't believe this is all happening at once. I mean, I'm glad I'm here. I'm the only one who's been covering this crap since it started. Everybody trying to tell me, oh, natural happens every year, Dutch. Happens every year as farmers burning their fields. Control burn, Dutch. Yeah, you know what you can do? You can go outside and play a nice game of hide and go yourselves. Got that? All right. That's a little harsh, but for real, dude, for the people who are trying to say it's a natural control burn, a natural source, and don't worry about it, it happens every year. Yeah, I just told you, you need to go outside and play that game because you'll be real good at it. All right. That's a little harsh sign-off from Dutch there, but dude, this is serious. Let's go upload this to YouTube so everybody can see it. Peace out.